Hey guys, welcome back to the show, the RR Show, the best show on the internet. My name's Andrew, and if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not Andy. But let's try to avoid any confusion in case the difference in accents isn't enough. My friends call me Bert, you guys can too. After all, we're friends already, right? Today we're going to be diving into some PettyRevenge. If you could spare literally 1 second, I would love if you could drop us a review, and while you're doing that, grab you some tea, grab you some popcorn, and let's get the show on the road. Let's jump in with our first story from user Canadian in Germany with a story titled Mother-in-Law Gave Me a Scale for Christmas. Known as the worst gift, at least in the German-speaking circles, my mother-in-law got me a scale. My revenge is by the time that she got me that scale, I had already completely lost my pandemic weight that she was trying to shame me for. I don't see my mother-in-law too often. In April of this year, I finally decided to do something about the 60 pounds, or 30 kilograms, I had gained mostly during the pandemic. I started walking 3.35 kilometers, or 35 minutes per day, on almost every day, and simply cut out dessert on nearly all days. No other change was necessary, and I lost 1 to 2 kilograms per week. Slow and steady wins the race. It wasn't super easy to keep up with either of those changes, but I stuck with it. By September, when I caught COVID, I had hit my target weight of 75 kilograms, and due to COVID, it actually went down to 69. Nice. By the time Christmas rolled around, I had held my weight at plus or minus 75 kilograms for nearly 3 months. I have a scale, and it works. My mother-in-law seemed disappointed that her message wasn't needed, and I had already resolved the issue. So at least I enjoyed the PettyRevenge, already achieving what my mother-in-law was hinting at before she even bought the present. This story is from Jeep Hammer called Treat Your Employee Like Shit? Okay, I'll hire her. My bookkeeper reminded me of this now that she's retiring. I had forgotten how she came to work for us. She's been our mother hen, an office fixture for so long, I'd forgotten. Close to 25 years ago, I was estimating and quoting a metalworking job about 100 miles from my home. The owner was berating a fairly young bookkeeper about how a computer glitch was her fault and using completely inappropriate language. When we went to the job site, he explained how she only had a local college degree in bookkeeping and business, and if he didn't keep her on her back foot, she would want a raise and benefits, and mentioned she had to keep the job because she was a single mother. We were around for a while, we cut the steel and installed it, so I saw this girl cry, work through lunch, be the last one to leave her department, etc., etc. I talked it over with my then girlfriend, now wife, about poaching this trained girl since we desperately needed a resident bookkeeper. Like needed one 5 years ago. But if I did it, it would burn bridges with this customer. Don't think I did anything that wasn't goal-oriented for me or my business. We had serious issues with taxes and compliance at the time. My girlfriend went to the job site with me, sat with this young lady and slipped her business card, not knowing if she would want to move from a city to the country. She had worked there 5 years, got no raises or benefits in 5 years, desperately wanted another job, but knew the boss would kill her job reference since she saw him do it before. My wife rented her a little place for cheap. She started with us and untangled the last 3 years of mess in about 3 months. For the first time ever, the monthly reports were on time, and the tax paperwork was also done on time. Even managed to talk the IRS and state revenue out of most of the fines and penalties. She quickly became my girl Friday since she killed problems in minutes that had plagued me for years. Actual education and experience along with being sharp as a tack. She met her husband here, had her lakeside wedding here, they built a house here, had 2 more kids here, and spent 25 years working here. High Grand Poobah of the office, killer of paperwork dragons. She and my wife became great friends since they both lived city lives at one point and we were all country folks. I had kept a professional distance, so I was quite surprised when she broke down in tears at her retirement get-together saying she owed her entire life to us. Well, no, she doesn't. I was more than willing to throw money at the paperwork monsters to get the tax compliance people off my ass. She saved the company. Model employee, wonderful wife, great mom, and all-around good person. She doesn't owe us anything. She earned everything. She worked hard to get it. It's my good fortune to have been in the right place at the right time. And the right time in her life. I'm sure with her intelligence, willingness to work and learn, she would have done well once she got away from that asshole. Now for the revenge. I knew that the customer I had poached her from got into all kinds of tax, employee pay, and federal state regulation problems about 6 months after she left. But I just found out that when she was working with the federal and state tax people, she leaked about his shady dealings. She knew exactly where to point the investigators, and they didn't disappoint. I've seen her use the innocent, "my last employer did it this way," or "my boss is going to be very angry I messed this up," when talking to people out of fines or penalties from back when she didn't even work here. So thinking about it, I actually know how she worked it into the conversation without actually snitching, and they ran off, foaming at the mouth, and left us alone. Clever girl. He lost the company inside of 18 months of her being here. It's still there and producing, just entirely under new owners and management. If there's a lesson here, it's don't screw with the people cooking your books. She, by the way, got us through every audit from everybody everywhere. Even a super audit from the IRS about 7 years ago, and got complimented from the auditors about how organized and efficient she was and how pleasant she was to work with. She said it was easy when we followed the rules. You know, the rules. The ones I don't know about or understand. My eyes bulge at the mention of taxes and easy in the same sentence. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us on this episode. I hope you had a great time. All listens are final, no refunds. Don't forget, if you're still craving more, there's fresh original content on our YouTube channel. I'll see you there or in the next episode. Until then, have a great day. Peace out.